How to paint over plaster. Unless your house is really old, you most likely don't have any plaster walls in your home. If it is old and you do have the luxury of having plaster walls, which were done many, many years ago, we've since gone on to drywall, and you want to paint over your plaster, it's probably been painted already many, many times. If it's raw plaster, you will need to prime it with a primer, or you can tint your primer, which is one of my favorite things to do, especially if you're painting red or something. Get that primer tinted as close to the color as you want, and then use your paint and paint over the primed, and you'll be done with painting your plaster. These days, you're going to hear about Venetian plaster. If you're going to paint over Venetian plaster, the first thing to find out, hopefully, is whether it's been waxed or not, the surface that you're dealing with. In this case, right here on this wall, since I know who did it, I know it has wax on it. And I also know it's not water-based wax. It's a Caranuba, which is a petroleum-based wax. I guess I just like oils. That has to be removed, because most paints and primers, anything, are not really going to stick well. You might kind of wing it, but it's safer to use some paint thinner on a rag and wipe off the walls as much as you can to remove that petroleum-based wax first. Then we would prime it with a water-based primer, which is okay, and paint over your plaster as you would the plaster from the old-time days.